Sex, violence, business, obsession, and giants.
Sounds like an interesting day. Me, I got a smile off Brenda and accounts. I got the all clear from the clinic.
Right, thanks, Dan.
We're talking about this.
Godhunter.
I take it you've actually read this book.
Yeah, I've read a book.
One with words or just pop-up pictures?
Ha ha ha.
Shame, Dan, you'd like it. It's got a giant vigilante in a trench coat who kills and slaughters criminals in a futuristic city.
Blood, guts, and a giant in a trench coat. Sounds good. And a hot female lead character too.
I like the giant character mostly because he's described as epic. And it's nice to read something that's not a so-called love story between a vampire and a bland, pale teenage bint with a permanent scowl who doesn't realise what she's got.
Yeah, I think you meant to say spoiler alert.
And I'm sick of the same melodramatic, poncy, pansy-ass, semi-immortal, neutered vampire crap that's churned out lately. Oh, you buy the book, you sort of like it.
Sort of.
Oh, right! You enjoy it, but you hate to admit it. And then come the hilarious parodies of a movie that destroys it for you, and the merchandising, which costs a fortune. But you buy it anyway in the hope that it's going to make the fantasy more of a reality, and that some sparkling, well-endowed, fabulously wealthy and sexy demigod is going to sweep you off your feet and take all of your problems away as long as you sign a contract and have weird and kinky sex with him.
Mate, I did not know Twilight was that awesome.
She ain't talking about Twilight anymore.
Where did you get the wine from?
Brings it from home.
But it doesn't happen. Oh no. You wake up, you're in your late 20s, you're married to your career, and the only intimacy you can find are the online dating sites where there's no middle ground between average and completely batshit crazy.
Right, and the book?
I found the characters three-dimensional, realistic, and flawed.
Not to mention, massively in-depth.
Must be a South African thing.
Right. Mandy, what is your take on that?
Well, it is a fantasy story, a Chris-known destiny called Immortality and Vigilantism. South Africa is the perfect setting for it.
Why?
Because it's a Jekyll and Hyde country famous for its glorious sunshine, wonderful welcoming people, abundant wildlife, and cities that are ruthlessly dangerous.
And Paralympians that are ruthlessly dangerous.
You're meant to say allegedly?
Am I though?
Yes, Dan, you really are. Mandy, you're saying?
It is a superhero story set in the future where South Africa is an economical central point and Durban is like the new LA.
Right, but with fighting and sex, yeah?
Oh, plenty of sex.
I like the portrayal of the wealthy businessman character. Well, he's the most diverse and complex character of the entire book. He's the world's only trillionaire, he owns all of Sky City, and he does get to have the most sex.
So I'm the only one who read this without focusing on the sex.
He's kind, he's generous, he's famous, he's handsome. He's actually a really nice guy.
And that's what you managed to identify with.
What? But he's got a dark side to him. It's inherent in all of us. It's a result of our complicated natures. He's what happens when capitalism and philanthropy collide. He's got a plan for us all. It'll all work out perfectly fine if we just stopped fighting against him.
He's like the benevolent god character.
Exactly. And he's cool.
I'm pretty sure you should have said spoiler alert before you started.
What do we know about the author, this Donnie Rust character?
Ah, now wasn't he the guy who went around Britain posing naked in front of all those road signs?
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Why did he do that?
Probably got a road sign fetish. Philanthropist.
It doesn't mean that, Dan. Oh, it's all online. There are loads of pictures.
Any text?
I wouldn't know.
Well, he wrote the Damon series when he was just 18 years old apparently. While living in South Africa, it took him 10 years to edit the thing, at which point he broke it into 3 different stories.
So there's more than one book there?
Hence the phrase series.
Right.
He approached over 300 different publishing companies but got turned away from them all because they just couldn't see the potential of it. So that's when he found Littlegate Publishing, and he went to their offices every day for 18 months just asking them to publish it. Eventually they did, and the rest is publishing history.
I wonder how he's going to top this one.
Do you think he writes naked?
I like to think that Jess Ennis wrote her autobiography naked.
Sure you do.
Yeah, man, he knows.
Mandy, do you want to wrap this up for us?
Fine. Godhunter is available from most major websites, but for discounts and to make it easier, go to littlegatepublishing.com/books.